So the next two custom timing methods that we're going to explore are distinctly related to each other in that they all capture the timing of particular resources on the page. So again, I'll go and reopen the app configuration and go into the custom timer area. And the two that I'm going to look at now are the RT object and the XPath object methods. These are the two custom timers that I've defined that rely on the resource timing method for collecting custom timers. And you'll see down here the RT object, when I scroll down, comes down to the resource timing. And all that I've specified here is I've specified the actual URL of the piece of content that I want to measure up to. And in this case, it is one of the JPEGs that appears on the page. And if I swap over to the application here, it just so happens to be this image right here. So I'll go back over to the custom timer configuration, and what it's doing is just simply going ahead every time it detects this being downloaded, and the browser supports the resource timing API. And this is a very important caveat, is that the browser must support the resource timing API. Then we will capture timings for this object and send them back as part of the beacon. Now the browsers that support the resource timing API include Firefox 35 and above, all recent versions of Chrome, Internet Explorer 11, Opera, Chrome Mobile for Android, and Android browser. Currently, neither desktop Safari nor mobile Safari nor any of the other browsers on the iOS platform support resource timing. And this is something that is very important to note. There's also something unique about the way that I've captured this particular resource timing. There are two places where you can start from. And this is if you want to capture the entire object. You can either start from the resource start time or the page start time. And I've chosen page start time here because I want to know how long it is from the start of the page load, as in the navigation start part of the navigation timing API, until the object itself is finished loading, the response end. If I simply wanted to know how long it took for the object itself to load, then I would choose the resource start time. And the resource start time is from when the object begins to load until response end, which is when the object is completed loading. So this is the resource timing method using the actual object itself. And again, very similar to the navigation timing, you can filter this by any URL pattern. So you may only want to capture it for product pages. You may only want to capture it for, whatever page you want. And this does support patterns. So you can put an asterisk at the end of this, and it will capture any matching pattern, but it will only ever capture the first one. The second method using resource timing is using the XPath object. Now what is very important to note here is that the XPath object is only supported really by Chrome. None of the other browsers have a strong enough XPath engine built into them in order to capture the details that are necessary for an XPath pattern such as this. And this XPath pattern actually is identical to the object that I noted above. This actually takes you to exactly the same image as we were looking at previously. It just does it in a very different way. And as well, I'm only capturing the time from the start of the resource until the response end. Again, filters can be set on any URL, so you may want to capture it on a single page or any other page. But it is very critical to note that the XPath method will only work properly on Chrome browsers.